is a balance beam. Basically, this is the fundamental obstacle for getting across different balance obstacles, and it teaches you important ankle stability for future balance obstacles. When we are doing balance, there are basically a couple main muscles that are going to be used. It's mostly your calf muscle and then your ankle stabilizers. We want to make sure that the feet are straight or pointed out. This is because if we want it straight, this will get the most surface area on the balance beam, but it tends to be harder for kids because their ankle stability is not quite there. They will tend to either put their foot pointing this way or pointing out. The pointing out is fine because that is how they do it in parkour. And when it's pointing inward, it's actually not as beneficial because then you're training the incorrect muscles to compensate for balancing. There's a different type of way to balance, but that's more for agility. We can get into in a separate video. But essentially, you want to keep the foot straight or foot out. We want to engage our core muscles always when we are doing balance or any other obstacle for that matter. And the reason why is because when we are able to stabilize using our core, it makes the obstacles much easier. We do this by telling them to make your tummy hard. And the other thing is putting your hands out. This also allows you to stabilize and allows for some room of error. And by bending your knees, you have multiple points that you can pivot on, rather than if you're just straight, you can only pivot at the ankle. But when you're at the knee, you can bend in different ways. So here's a demonstration. I'm going to keep my legs nice and feet nice and straight, legs nice and bent, arms out to get from one side to the other. And I'm trying to engage my core, so even if I am a little shaky, I can really correct it by bending down more, tightening the muscles, and then continuing to traverse. Now let's go over some common mistakes. The most common mistakes that you'll see with this is that the kid just doesn't understand how to balance, and the only way to get through that is by going over the three things of feet straight, core muscles tight, hands out. And if you keep drilling this with them, they will understand it, because a lot of the times the kids will kind of look loosey-goosey because they don't know how to engage their core muscles, so it'll be like something like that. If you keep drilling those three things, they will get through it. A common progression to be used is by trying to have them balance on one foot. This will allow them to stabilize better and teach them their stabilizer muscles how to actually work. So basically, keep that foot straight, foot up, core tight, and then balance. No moving forward, just have them balance is a good way to teach them that stability.